Hey guys, what's up? Ready for a rapid game? I am. I tipped under 1500. It's the most fascinating and confusing thing in the world. So I spent the weekend. I haven't posted much. I do apologise. I spent the weekend at a health conference in Sheffield, my local town. Just too many. So this is the Russo, hello, Gambit. And I'm surrounded by flies. It's like something's died in here. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, just too many of my heroes and cool people. Okay, they play D3. We play the Lucchini, and this nearly always leads to fireworks. Oh, hello. That's a novelty. 1, 2, 3. If they go forward, they're going to have 1, 2, 3 as well. Huh. So, we're going to have to think about this. But yeah, lots of... Dr. Anthony Chafee was meant to be there from Australia. He's an American neurosurgeon. But he couldn't make it for visa reasons. But I met Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Sophia Clements. Lots of really awesome people. Georgia Eade. Some of my heroes. And some good mates as well that I've met in the flesh for the first time. Okay, so they've kind of thrown in this Alapin Ponziani C3 move. The downside of that move is that it inconveniences this knight to some degree. Now I could simply take here, attacking the knight, and if he recaptures with D, I kind of like that because it makes this pawn move a little bit redundant, you know. If he runs away, I just capture again. So then we have to say, well, okay, what's the worst that my opponent can do? Well, he can't bring the queen out with check, and I have that anyway, and this pawn is defended. So you always have to check the e5 square as well. Can I play g6? Your eyes go to e5. It's just the way it is. So I think we can probably take here. And that's kind of the point of the gambit, isn't it? You're threatening to capture a central pawn with a wing pawn. And now, if he takes here, then it kind of declares this move probably less than worth doing, like almost negative impact, because it's no longer doing anything useful with regard to the support of d4, and it's in the way of the horse. I need to get my badminton racket out and swat some of these. I'm literally being dive bombed by little big ass black flies. But we're going to try our best to beat Shawnee 478. Where are you from, mate? China. Heard of it. I've heard of it. Okay. So, right now, we cool? Now, opponent has very good control of the d5 square. The move d6 is super natural. Not as in, it's going to slime you and run away through a wall, but it's very natural. We have knight f6. I mean, the issue is we don't have to play that as much with this knight stopping on f3 because the queen can't jump out. d6 enables this. Okay. Knight here actually attacks this pawn, which is currently loose. And remember, he can't defend that away. And that would be a waste of a turn. And this would be E. So, there we go. Knight f6 it is. Just weighing up the pros and cons of each move and then saying, okay, on balance, which is the best one at this moment in time? Okay. So now I'm thinking probably d6. Now, the other thing is I can't castle. Even though the knight's out, I can't castle on that square because it's under the gaze of the clergyman. However, we could play like d6, knight g4, pinning the knight, maybe queen e7. If g6 and the knight comes in, are we worried? This is another thing to consider, right? So I then spend my move on g6, means I'm not spending that same move on another thing, and this becomes a much bigger factor in chess. Can I afford to do that now? Right? You can find like a decent move. This is, oh, it's a developing move. I'm getting ready to castle. I'm controlling, whatever it may be. But then you have to say, well, is it the time for that move? Because then what's white got? Well, white's got knight g5, threat of bringing the knight in here, supported by the bishop. And what's more, I can't castle, getting the rook on f8. Because normally, if you get the opportunity to trade off a rook, even a rook and a pawn for a knight and a bishop, it's normally better for the side that's losing the rook and the pawn. Because you're losing one piece, but your opponent's losing two pieces, and the pawn doesn't really count. So let's play this through. I played it. Look how much time we've got. Loads of time. Look. Right? So d6. Then the knight moves, and then the pin doesn't work. Right? It's too slow. So d6, knight comes in. Then what am I going to do? Well, and you might say, if you're a beginner, you'll say, well, I don't know. I need to see what my opponent's going to do first, and then I'll decide. So that is just one move-itis, as thinking one move at a time, which is okay when you're competing like sub 700 level. But if you want to get above 1,000 and beyond, you need to be thinking, well, okay, let's do this. I do this. Knight comes in here, right? The threat is bishop comes in here with check, forcing my king to move, or like that. So how do I defend against that? Well, I have to defend this square, don't I? Right? This knight, that's a long L. This knight could be in a position, but he can't go there and he can't go there because I've got I've got stuff on both those squares, okay? So what else can we do? We do this, he does this. Right? How else can I defend this square? Rook f8. Okay, you can't capture this pawn because it's defended by the knight. Rook f8 may be playable. Is it good? I don't know. So I'm going to play h6 for that reason. Because it's a threat, isn't it? I haven't castled yet. If I'd have castled, it'd be kind of different matter. And that's kind of some of the flavour you get when you've got a bishop in the Italian position looking down at the f-pawn. Right, opponent has castled. Now, if my knight goes in there, look at it from the other side of the board, right? White just goes, oh. Well, that wasn't very good. He's gone away. We spent so long talking about that move that he got bored and buggered off. Obviously had something Chinese to do. Okay, but yeah, here's the point, right? My knight comes in here. I capture here, he goes, oh, thank you very much. I will happily trade my rook for the f-pawn and... my rook and the f-pawn for two minor pieces. Okay, let's look at the review, right? It wasn't a full game. I don't mind, right? But what can we learn? Well, let's see, shall we? Okay, it's not going to give me full marks because I played a gambit. And white apparently played better. There you go. And it looks like that last move was inaccurate. Okay, so d3 is best. Bishop c5 is good. So it's already giving white +1, but that's kind of our baseline. White played 2100, and c3 is an inaccuracy. Because we can take, which is what happened. Oh, is that it? c3, they take. And now they've got the Titius advantage. And now knight f6, excellent move. Okay, was there a better move? Well, the immediate d6, why? Oh no, forget it. 0.16 of a pawn difference. Fish. Right? He castles. It says he could have done better. What could he have done better? Okay. Not very nice. But again, quarter of a pawn. Ignore. Right, h6, mistake. We spent all that time talking about it. Okay, why? What was better? Because it allows this move. Okay, well, what's the best move? So according to the fish, preventing this b4 thing was the most important thing. Okay, but after h6... Are you playing the entire game for Stockfish? Wow. That's up to move 14. Okay. I don't know. I really don't know. So let's go back. But now we can kind of play it through. So, here was my other thought, right? What if we'd done d6 here? Was d6 better? Apparently, yes. d6 is a better move, according to the fish. Now what? And again, still the computer thinks that this is better. This was my concern. Now, if he'd come in with a knight, and you can do this. You can do this with your games. You don't have to guess. Use the machine. Use the machine, Luke. Trust your feelings. I need a blooming load of bank of Venus flytraps. That'd be good, wouldn't it? All of them sitting there going. Right, okay, well, b4 is best, yeah. But here I have... What? Queen e7 it's saying is best. And if bishop f7 check, I just move. I just move, king d8. And we're slightly better. How about that? Okay, now what if here and he comes in with a knight? That will... Disapproval. Major disapproval. Not good. So you see, this is the point, right? We're not looking at massive lines many moves deep, but this is an idea, right? You're worried about the possibility of this knight and bishop coming in supported by each other. Well, get the queen or give the king an escape square. You know? There we go. Right, shall we do another? Why not? By the way, chess.com, with these little kind of pop-up challenges, these outgoing things going out there, they tend not to disappear. Okay, we've got the bishop's opening, so we're going for the Calabrese counter gambit. This is the Freddy Krueger repertoire. This is what I do. And this is potentially already an error on White's part. Yeah, the centre pawn fork trick. Okay, now can I do this? No, because he's got two attackers and only defended by his queen. I could develop my knight, which stops his queen from capturing there. So knight comes out, knight takes, and then I do not take the knight, by the way. This is an important thing to remember. Okay, I think knight out anyway, because again, for the queen h5 reasons, because, you know, we're very fond of... And now, this walks into this, but of course he can get out, because he has knight takes knight with check, right? So let's say d5, knight takes knight with check, queen takes... I may have the option of g takes, but let's say queen takes. Now what? If the queen comes in with check, I have g6. Hitting the queen. My queen's on this square, defending this. It's all good. Right there. Knight takes knight. Oh, the problem is that the queen's the defender of this pawn, you see. So there, knight takes knight. G takes, not queen takes. Queen comes in with check, and I have no g-pawn to block with, and no knight neither. See? So I don't think I can play this move right now. That's the point. Opponent, by the way, is abody14121412 from Saudi Arabia. Well, salam alaikum to you. Okay, I can't bring up my bishop there. I could play c6. c6 idea d5. Right, now this is a really important point for the less experienced player. You've got tension here between the knights. Now, quite simple terms. If you play this through, I take, he takes. Oops. I take, he takes. He then has two pieces in the board. That bishop and the queen on e4. How many do I have? None. None. Right, and can I play d5 and attack both of them? No. He just takes the pawn. Right, because I haven't got a knight here anymore. So what you tend to do in these situations is say, okay, well, I'm going to sit tight. If you want to take my knight, you want to blink first and take my knight, you know, in this game of chicken, then you can do. So, what have we got? Well, we've got c6 is a thought. But again, you know, like opponent had in the other game, it's okay. My bishop doesn't have a natural home because these two squares are both guarded. And this, nah. See? Just get nah. This bishop can't get out. So I'm thinking c6. We're going to go c6. And that was 2.5 minutes for that discussion. So we can't keep doing that. Again, are we concerned about this? Actually, I never even considered that. Okay, here we go. I think queen takes. Don't you? If g takes, then we have an isolated h pawn. It's not the end of the world. But my gut instinct says queen takes here. He might be thinking about this, but he can't put his bishop straight there. So there we go. And now I can just grab the center. I mean, that's a zero thought move. Right? It's with tempo. His bishop only has one square. Back he goes, right? There was a zero cost and zero risk to that move. And now I'm thinking bishop c5. Why? Well, look at my queen's looking at f7, f2. Yeah? Here, what's more, I'm getting ready to castle. And I can castle because I've got this move in. I've got that move in because I got c6 in as well. Now, likewise, I can't attack his queen with bishop there, just like he can't attack mine because they're undefended because they no knight. Now, he could put his knight here, but if he puts his knight there, I can then come and pin the knight. So it would be good to get this bishop out at some point, but I think this bishop move, first of all, and then you say to yourself, well, what if he does this? Oh, I can't take it with the pawn, can I, because it's pinned? But then it is a second pawn move, so it's kind of a waste of time. I could even just do this, for example, a bit quieter. I could even do this. This. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I think this is a not wrong move. It's probably not the most optimal move. But I am like 150 points higher rated than my opponent. I feel like I've got a good lead in terms of dev so far. I'm quite happy. This is the kind of structure I'll play quite often against like the modern Peart's King's Indian kind of setup. This, and very often actually with the bishops here, just defending these pawns for now, right? And then once the pawns move and things start to shift later, you get this tectonic shift later, then we move along. Okay, now, so what's happening here? Well, opponent's attacking this pawn a second time. What's it defended by? Only her maj. So we've got a couple of options. Knight d7 makes perfect sense. Bishop d6 makes perfect sense. Either of these moves allows my king to castle to one side of the board. I'm just going to make one of them. Doesn't really matter. Don't think. You tend to play knights before bishops, just because. Okay, now also notice this bishop is going to have a rotten time of it until the earth shifts, right? The landscape changes. Because right now, right, I mean, I could move my bishop here. Let's say I do that and he does this. I do this. I don't know. I want to get my king castled. I think that's the first thing. So I'm just going to stick the bish here for now. Like a really solid setup. Right, I'm probably going to short castle. I just need to maintain this wall. Right, this is the wall. This is the ice wall, right? Keeping out the white walkers, and he's a white walker. Because he's going to be in line with my king if I short castle, right? So he's kind of dangerous. I also have the threat of a5, a4. There we go, it's a defensive move. Okay, but may create a hook. For example, one idea could be queen g6. Well, what's the point of that? Well, it actually hangs this pawn, because this pawn will be pinned. My queen goes here, queen's lined up with the king, this pawn can't move. That means I can actually capture that guy free of charge. I have a5, a4. See, a5 will then mean, oh, I best get an escape square for my bishop, right? Or an escape path for my bishop. So he could play a4, would be a perfectly good move. But he might also just push c3 and stick his bishop here. And that just improves his bishop. I'm just prompting him to make his bishop better. Right now, his bishop is bad. very bad. Yeah? Can't get through. Yes, it's in line with... And there he goes. He's done it spontaneously. So, what would have been the point of playing a5? None. Nothing. And now I'm thinking, let's chuck this one in and see if he notices this threat. He should, at 1360. Absolutely. But if he doesn't, if he's only thinking about his own... Oh, there we go, okay. Now, the first thing I will consider is, do I sack my bishop? Do I have a good follow-up? I don't think I do. But I do think it's time to improve the knight. Now, however, the knight is one of the defenders of this pawn, which is attacked twice, right? It's got two defenders, bishop and knight. So, that's defended only by the king. Can I get any more eyes on that? Okay, let's consider this break. I think it's premature. I'm thinking knight f6 maybe then, but that's the problem with knight f6, isn't it? Okay, he wants to keep his bishop here. He wants to keep his bishop lined up with my king. So I don't want to do this because I don't want to trade off and improve this bishop. Having said that, here takes. It's him to play. His bishop. Let's keep that bishop bad, shall we? Quite like. But I'm just going to improve the knight for now. Just going to improve it. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what its future is. You know, another option, of course, is like h6, knight h7 if you want to bring it around here. But that doesn't work because he's got his attack then twice, you see. But you've kind of got to like, look at this pawn structure. It's kind of flaky, right? Compared to, oh, hello. Oh, yeah. We had that conversation, didn't we? Right then. I take queen takes. Queen comes out into the board. These flies are absolutely doing my nut. He's attacking my queen. I can't go there or there or there or there or there. I can go there or I can take out the knight, basically. Do I want to do this? That was just silly, wasn't it? So all I thought about was improving the knight, and I forgot. We'd even talked about this. We talked about this. Okay, I'm going to take it. I can always swing around and hit the queen. But still, this bishop is not improved, right? So we can almost discount this bishop, almost, from playing a role in the game. Now, how about rook e8? Right, we've simply, for reasons that we've got an open file. The completely open e-file, no pawns of any description on that file. I'm a pawn down right now, but the pawn I am down is my f-pawn, which actually increases the scope of my rook, right? If this knight moves, my rook has all these squares, yeah? Theoretically. This rook does not. No. Still trying to find options to sack here. If I can get my queen here, for example, then sometimes takes. Well, let's like queen here, right? Take. Ooh, actually. But then he's got queen takes. And he's got queen takes, hasn't he, there? Queen defends it. Okay, I think we might need some clever trickery with the knight. I'm slightly inclined to play this move as well. Just... no, he's got both coloured bishops, hasn't he? But I do have a discovery against the queen. So the next thing I look at is, well, can this bishop move anywhere and do any damage? I can't really defend that with a knight. I'd like to... Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this idea that we talked about. And the reason is so that I can capture with my bishop on h3 with a discovery against the queen. And the queen can't take the knight because... Sorry, can't take the bishop because my knight will be on g5, right? It's a bit convoluted. And it may very well not happen, but I'm just planting seeds, right? I'm throwing maggots in the stream. That's what I'm doing. Chucking in some maggots for my opponent. But I know also that this bishop's path into the game is likely to be on this diagonal. And if I can just, remove this square as an option, it doesn't really hurt. Now, what the consideration is, well, it kind of weakens the light squares around the king. Yeah, but currently that bishop is still quarantined over there. You want to come here, maybe attack this rook? Well, that's fine, because as previously discussed. So now this move, and he probably won't notice what's going on there. The idea that it enables this. Oh look, we dropped another pawn. Okay, well now then. I'm thinking, let's just do this and defend this pawn for now. Opponent's playing absolutely fine. He's of course having a lot of time to think on my time as well, which is fine. Now, a knight here would be... I'm 2 pawns down. Now I've won loads of blitz games and stuff, 2 pawns down. Could double up here. Where does my knight want to be? My knight kind of wants to be there. Okay, so he's put his queen exactly where it was before. That's interesting. Because now this is on, this tactic. Is there any coffee left in the pot? So I don't mind losing games, guys. I don't mind losing games for you. Excuse me. Alright, now, so he's got out of that. Yeah. Slightly pinning the knight as well, because actually my queen here is undefended, so... Queen takes is no longer an option. But if bishop takes, queen can't take. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Notice this pawn's also undefended. I'm going to just slip in there. Ooh. Bishop takes, I take bishop. Yeah. But I might win a pawn back. And right now, getting his dark squared bishop off the board would not be the end of the world for me. I wouldn't mind that at all. Now there's no more good hunting down there because it's bishop and pawn are paired. Rook defends this, rooks are paired. So we've got a pretty good setup down there. Defends. Okay, he's gone for it. So now I'm thinking along the lines of get the king off the back rank, rook h8. I'm 2 pawns down and I've doubled isolated g-pawns. Again, opponent is playing a solid game. Alright, now this does drop that pawn. And for what benefit? That's the question. So I'm going to push this. Not quite sure of the point of this move. Maybe it's just trying to constrain my bishop. But my bishop's just going to hang tight for now. Maybe pushki, something. Here, even trading queens. I mean, 2 pawns down, probably don't want to be doing that, but I don't know. Still remember, this bishop is not part of the game yet. Now is he trying to bust his way through? If he goes there and I go here, he can then push again, but that drops the bishop. So that, I think we're okay there. I'm going to play king g7. Right, I'm getting my badminton racket out later on, and you guys are toast. Bloody invertebrates. Alright, the queen defends this, so I'm not worried right now. I can always stick my bishop here as well. Oh, hello. Got some hangage going on. Bit of hangage. If I could double up my rooks too, even drop the king back, double up the rooks on the h-file, I'm just threatening to take here, takes, rook takes, forks king queen. And that's a thought. Just king here, put it on a dark square, double up ski. Maybe get some sticky fly tabs as well. Right, he's moved his king. Takes, queen can't take, takes, pawn takes. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just proceed with plan A anyway. Takes, 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 hits queen. I don't know. I don't know. Unclear the future is. That's kind of decent. If I take, it invites his rook out into the board. And then this pawn is hanging, right? I take, rook takes there. Just being kind of outplayed here, really. King here, he's got queen here, that wins that pawn. This pawn is still defended now. Now he may not want to take, but he probably should. Oh no, he just wins the bishop. No, he can just win the bishop. Oh yeah, terrible. That's just terrible. Yeah, he's just played way better. If he takes that bishop, it's just resignable now. Or is it? I mean, I could just sacrifice everything. I don't think I have a win there, though. Takes, takes, queen takes. No, not if I haven't got a bishop. Okay. I think I need to save the bishop. But shall we just try something? I think opponent has earned a good position in this. I could trade off queens. I could trade off queens. But I'm definitely worse. Sack the bishop, takes here. I'm hitting the rook. Go on, let's try it, just to see. Right, I'm down to less than 7 minutes. There is an increment. Let's just have a crack at it. Why not? Oh, I can't take with the queen. Okay, takes. I trade queens. Rook comes out. I take with a pawn. With a rook, sorry. Okay, I have to trade queens now. You see, that's what I wanted to do. And remember though, this bishop is still not really playing, so I now have 2 attackers on here, and I am a piece down. But that's all. And he can't defend this pawn. So you never know, guys. You never know. And it's important to keep a cheerful and sunny disposition when you're in a bad place. I also have a pawn hanging though. He's got 2 hanging. This is also quite good defensively. Okay, let's do this. He can come here or here. And that simply, just trade off. Okay, this isn't great, but I'm attacking the pawn. He probably just needs to push now. But then, oh hello, okay. But I have the same here, and that. But his rook will then defend the bishop. Hanging. Oh no. Yes, the rook defends the bishop, but the bishop's also pinned, and kind of so's the rook. This is a double pin situation. The rook is the defender of the bishop, and the bishop is protecting the undefended rook at the same time. The only issue is, for example, if I go king here, he goes there with checkmate, for example, which we probably don't want. Now he's put his rook onto a protected square, and that makes all the difference. So let's come here and have a sniff around that. He can't go there to defend, and he can't go there to defend. If he pushes, I can come here with check, but again, doesn't really help anything. Definitely way worse now. You can see how the bishop's scope to be a troublemaker in this game is increasing as the as pieces come off the board and as the space increases as a consequence. Yeah, I think opponent here has played definitely stronger than 1360. I've played definitely weaker than 1500. There's no question about that. Pawn guards this and this. Check here will force the king back up. I do win a pawn. Yeah, just some sloppy play there. But it's all okay. But it's quite honestly a lost position now, unless I can promote a pawn. Can I promote a pawn? How does he stop the pawn? He captures there with the bishop. That's what he has to do. Okay, he has to do that. He has to trade off now. But he's now got 3 passes against 1. But his king isn't in the picture. My king for the moment is, right, my king is inside of the square of this pawn. My pawn is defended by my rook. Okay, I'm going to stay inside the square. There. Pushes. This is fine. How's your endgame, A-body? Oh, no! You blundered. Right, now what we have to do is we have to eliminate all of these pawns. So I'm putting my rook here to keep his king out of this side of the board. And a rook here. Now I'm going to try and gobble that pawn. He can't stop me, actually. Okay. However, this is actually winning for white with accurate play. Now, problem is, he has to move away, doesn't he? Here. I go there, he pushes, I take. I go there, king comes here. I go here, his king's there. There. Pawn pushes, I take. Pawn pushes, I can't stop him. I think it's a draw. What he needs is his king here and to, I think, to push these. Okay. Right, let's give check now. Force him backwards or away. It means I get c5, which ain't bad. And if I can get take on c4, get my rook behind this one, we might be in. I don't know. I need to get my king on there, don't I? Okay, king on there. That was it. Now his king cannot approach. His king is behind his pawn. That's not great. Okay, now I do this. Next move, whatever he does, I get this pawn, and then I get yes. I think we're okay. And the reason is, because I get this with check, and now I get this in, defended by my king, right? Now he tries to move his pawn. As we say, draw. No, it's not. It's not. All I need to do is this, I think. Now, he can't move his pawn forward because I take, defended. And then it's a king-rook against king. Which is winning. Okay, now we take. Wow. Wowzers McTrousers. Okay, so the king and king and rook against the king. Okay? Now, so what I'm doing here, this the simplest method, this is what I use. Okay, now you want to get into this exact position. Well, not this pattern, right? The kings are in opposition. That means they are in a straight line with one square between them, right? My rook is here, preventing his king from coming to any of these squares. And now I'm going to drop my rook here. So his king can't go there because of my king, because my king has a force field around it, right? Look. And my rook is guarding this whole file. Therefore, his king has to retreat backwards. Now, if he couldn't retreat backwards, it would be checkmate. And that's how we're going to checkmate, if he doesn't resign. But that was a shocking rook blunder, wasn't it? Just goes to show, though, you know, hang in there. Hang in there by the skin of your teeth. Hang on with your fingernails, man. You know what I said about keeping a good disposition, even if you're in a losing position? We were absolutely in a losing position then. Have you gone quiet on me, buddy? 1412, 1412. Okay, go. So now I'm going to step up with my king, but I have 3 options, okay? Now, the bad option is this square. Why? I don't want to put my king in opposition with his king. I want him to move into opposition. So I'm going here at a dogleg, a knight's move away. He'll probably come here and I just slide my rook over the other side of the board. You have to know how to checkmate with a king and a rook. Or a king and a queen. King and a queen in some ways is actually slightly tougher because there's a little bit more stalemate risk because of the diagonal abilities of the queen. If I was in like a time scramble, I'd probably pre-move rook e1 here. Oh, he's taking his time. Come on, mate, it's a completely lost position now. And next time we speak, I'm going to be fly free. If I'd have lost this, I'd been back under 1500 too, so I'll tell you what, I'm very relieved, but there is an element of luck. There is an element of luck in this game. There's also an element of psychology as well. You see how I started to move a bit quicker? My opponent has nearly 13 minutes on his clock, but he's in a lost position now. That rook move, that rook blunder was, where was it? Back here? No. Okay, he's resigned. There you go. So let me show you how this goes. So he goes there, you stick your rook over the other side. Now, if his king gets to here, he's in opposition. Then rook comes here and he's forced backwards, right? That's the point. So if he goes here, again, I don't want to step into the opposition. I want him to. So I just burn a move with a rook. He comes here, I squeeze him down. He comes here, I squeeze him down. Now, he can either go in here, which is opposition, in which case rook f2, and he's forced back at another rank or file, right? Doesn't really matter. Or he goes here voluntarily. So let's say he goes there. I put my rook down, okay? Off he goes, okay? I don't go into opposition with him. He starts to squeeze up. I press him up the board. There, save the rook. And now again, he's got the same problem, right? Oh, we're close to opposition. I don't want to move into opposition, so I burn a move with the rook. Let's say he goes here. Rook g7. Again, the rook is guarding all of these. My king is guarding these. He's got to retreat. So let's say he goes here. I don't want to move into opposition. I go here. Right? There. There's only one legal move because of the rook. He has to go here, and that is checkmate. Okay? Practice it. You can do it, by the way. Let's go to Lichess. I'll show you on Lichess. Learn, practice. You don't even have to be logged in for this. Basic checkmates, okay? Piece checkmates 1. Go into there. These studies are, they're not studies, they're drills, okay? Rook mate, you click on rook mate and it's over to you guys. Okay, so I'll show you quickly, and you're playing against the computer here. Okay, rook to here, right? Does he move into opposition? Okay, I'm always going at a knight's move away. Here, burn a move. Okay, he goes down. And we're playing against stockfish here, a full fat stockfish, by the way. But it doesn't matter, because, ooh, hello. Right, we're in opposition, bing, hit it with a rook. Knights move away. There we go, we've got to squeeze him up the board. At some point he's going to have to step into opposition. He goes here, I go here. Right, not even stockfish. I burn a move because we're a knight's move off. Okay, not even stockfish can survive. If you know how to win, and that is how to win. Okay, practice it. If you can't do it every time, practice it till you can. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Only just scraped through the second game, but you know, sometimes you have to make your own luck. All right, thanks for watching. See you later.